I'm here with Herr Lobenberg, and Lobenberg is responsible for electric driving in Berlin. Why is Berlin motivated to be the #1 in electric driving in Germany?
I think the approach for us is to bring electromobility to Berlin and driving, but even in the energy business to have more renewable energy in the traffic. And we want to have more jobs and more economy and research in this.
Okay, so the #1 reason you want it is industry, jobs, and economy.
That's the first reason. And the second reason is, of course, to have smoother traffic, more renewable energies, better pollution and so on.
But you don't have traffic problems and you don't have pollution problems.
We have, of course, traffic problems, but not that much in other countries, that's right. And we have some air pollution problems as well, but not that comparable with other cities, especially in China.
Okay, great. No, especially about China. Then what do you do? First, how many cars are there, electric driving cars are there in Berlin, and how many charging poles?
So we have 1,200 electric cars and some trucks and omnibuses as well. And we have about 400 public space infrastructure, charging infrastructure in Berlin.
With room for 800 cars? 2 per pole?
No, 400 charging points.
Points, okay, so that's a lot less than Amsterdam. Yeah. What are you doing in the next 3 years to promote this whole business of electric driving to Berlin?
Yeah, the first thing is to have a basic infrastructure for e-car sharing, flex e-car sharing, like in Amsterdam, Car2Go, but we have now today 3 companies operating, and we have at least more in the next year 4 companies in this business. To have an infrastructure with 1,600 charging points in the city, it's the first one. But the second is logistics, for example, to have a 24 hours operation with logistics to deliver to the companies all the goods and so on.
All the trucks and all the small business
by night, and because they have no noise or less noise, that's a very big topic as well.
Okay, so that's on the logistic side. And then there's a number of demonstration projects. You were also talking about fleet owners who basically are motivated to participate. I hear that all the German companies love to participate in all these tests, right?
We have about 100 projects in the city today, and we have fleet projects as well. And it's still difficult to convince.
It's not so easy, huh?
To convince them. We have some funding by R&D projects as well, but you have to do more motivation, more marketing, and more, like a prayer to tell about electromobility. Yeah.
You don't have a big amount of money to say this car will make this car cheaper, we'll make the infrastructure cheaper, or we'll do. You don't work like that.
No, we haven't. We have not by the federal government. We have their tax cutting, but this is just €100 a year. Yeah, and in the federal government here in Berlin, we have no subsidies in this.
Okay, so how fast will this develop? I mean, so fleets of cars for car sharing, that's #1, and logistical #2. But will this grow quick, and will this become 10% of the total amount of cars in 2020 or 2025?
I think the aim could not be to have a lot of cars in the city. The aim is to have a new system which is multimodal, so combined with the public transport, which has a good combination with the energy network, and all this energy, vehicle and traffic side to combine together. This is a new system, new traffic system, and new, let's say, energy system, and that's the aim. It's not very important to have the number of cars.
Yeah, I respect that because you don't have so much money. But the interesting thing is, the Germans were extraordinarily active in promoting solar energy, extraordinarily active into wind energy. You are far ahead of everybody. But on electric, you're really going like we're motivating everybody and we don't put money into it. Why is that?
Yeah, it's a bit more complicated. It's not only the cars, it's the car, the new car has to be part of an infrastructure, of an energy system and part of a new traffic system. And this is more complex, so we do a lot of R&D projects in this. But before we have a business model, before we have all the results, we need to have to decide for one of these technologies.
Thank you.
You're welcome.